message when you called that timeout where Alfred shot the free throw, or your plan for the final shot?
Well, we wanted rotate on the inbounds, and if we can get a steal, we had to foul right away, and they got it in, and then we executed a play that we run it into practice to get a three, and Dylan hit it. We had enough time to get the basket. He's got an option to go to the basket or shoot it, but he felt like he liked the shot, and he was right. So who am I to argue? But he had plenty of time to get to the basket, but he got the shot up and hit a tough one. But we were going to try to go to him there. We try to go to the hot hand, but Dylan likes those big moments, hit or miss. He's willing to take the consequences for it, and it's just nice to see him healthy and enjoying the game again. It had been a long 5 months for him, and at times, the pressure of the season, the pressure is supposed to be really good, and everything just kind of got to him, which it does to a lot of players. And so I feel so good for him to go home for a few days and talk with his parents and come back. He had 3 great practices. I thought he might play good tonight because he really practiced well the last 3 nights. And we came back Christmas. He had a great one there, 26 yesterday. His energy level was off the charts, and he's always got a lot of energy. Sometimes it's negative, sometimes it's positive. But man, he was positive and stayed with it tonight and hit a big shot.
You got to tell Jordan Bell not to tackle a guy coming off of foot surgery after he hit the.
Yeah, let's act like we've done this before, especially when there was .8 there, and the crowd's out there. And I knew they were going to put time back on there because I looked up and I saw .4, so I knew they were going back. And Vern had blown the whistle. So I think they threw the ball out of bounds, but it didn't, because Vern had blown it dead and put .8, which, is enough time to get a shot.
How big was Peyton's 3 before Brooks's?
Oh, it's huge. I think, we struggled there, and then we finally, Chris hit one, Peyton hit, we finally hit a couple shots. We shot it well the first half and had some good looks second half, just went back a little bit, reverted to not shooting it as well as we need to.
There's so many positives on both sides of the ball. Was this the way that you guys wanted to start off basketball?
We won, so that's the way we wanted to start. But, a game like this can be a catalyst for our team, really get us together. We needed, a game like that to kind of get going because, we have been struggling. But I told the guys, it's over, this one's done. As soon as we get back in the locker room and go through recovery and shower, this one's done. We're not even going to talk about it. Tomorrow it's all USC and getting ready for Friday night.
Winning aside, how did you feel about the way the team played in comparison to some games, even when you won, you came out?
Well, I thought our emotion was and energy level was higher that first half. Part of it, we're hitting shots. Part of it, the crowd was great. I didn't do a good job in Portland of thanking the crowd, for coming out on a cold night. But, I thought the energy in the building that night was pretty good. But the energy tonight, people saw a great game. It was an entertaining game. Both teams hit 11 threes. Both teams, nobody really wanted to back down. And we had our run in the first half and maintained it, and then all of a sudden at the 10-minute mark, we missed 6 free throws and they hit those threes and game takes a big turn. And probably what I'm most proud of the team is they didn't give in to it. It had been real easy. I think we got down 8. It would have been really easy for us to give into it there. And we didn't give into it. And I'm really proud, for the guys to stay in the game and stay in the moment and find a way to win a tough ball game.
You played really well defensively this year. How would you say you played tonight? It seemed like both teams were just hitting a lot of shots.
Just so. First of all, they're such a good offensive team. They really put pressure on your defense, and they got those threes going in the second half, and ball took a couple, from way out and hit them, So when they get it going like that, they're an explosive team. And this is a home game for us. They're still the team to beat. They're the team to beat. We won a home game by 2 points. You're supposed to win at home. And with their explosiveness, I still think they're the team to beat. We've got a lot of work to do. We're going to have to continue to get better and grind things out. Offensively, they're a level above us right now, and we're going to have to work really hard to hang around them and try to catch them at some point in time.
You get the idea after kind of that non-conference and time off that kind of getting the number 2 team coming in here might raise your guys up a little bit more than maybe a Fresno State or even.
Well, Steve, I was really, really pleased with our practices the last 3 days. We came back Christmas night and for the most of the guys practiced. And then the next day, we practiced really good, the 26. And then yesterday, our focus level, we didn't do much, but our focus level was really good. And so that kind of encouraged me. I had no idea how they'd come back. I had no idea how we'd respond, but very pleased with the 3 practices that I think gave us an opportunity to win the game. I haven't talked to the team about that yet, but I really thought those 3 days of practice gave us a chance to win the game.
Is there a thought that, you guys, there was going to be some build up to this one, and these guys might, feel a little bit more going into what the UCLA one a little bit more, or just play better knowing that they had to, as opposed to maybe some of their teams?
Yeah, well, that's any time you get the number 2 team, anytime you get a ranked team, first of all, but you get the number 2 team, undefeated, went to Kentucky and won, and beat Ohio State, beat Texas A&M, and beat some big teams. If you can't get up for that, then we're probably not going to go very far. But our guys were ready, and that first half showed that. We came out with a lot of energy, hit some shots, we gave us some more energy, and I mentioned the crowd. But those 3 days of practice, I think, really set the tone.
How is this right for excitement in your coaching career? Buzz are bigger against number 2. You've had some big games with that.
Oh, it was a fun game. I'm just really pleased that we're starting to build something here at home. Where our fans and our players, this is us. This is our place, and I think the fans felt a little bit of that. Everybody knows we've won a few, and we'll be challenged again on Friday night to keep the streak going. But that's what you're supposed to do at home. We hit a shot at late against Kansas when they were number 1 at Kansas. It was a pretty good feeling, but this one was pretty good too. And I just feel so good for Dylan. I feel good for the whole team. Don't get me wrong, but Dylan's had a rough 5 months. Excited about his junior year and then can't do anything, and he loves the game. He loves to compete. So, for him to hit that shot, after struggling here, it was good for him.
If this was three weeks ago or so, you draw it up for Dylan to take that shot?
Ooh, I don't know. If it was 3 weeks ago, he had still been on a minute restriction, and he wouldn't have played 35 minutes. So, we just got him off the minute restriction and got him cleared to really go. And Clay, our trainer, said it was full go. So, 3 weeks ago, I'm not sure we'd had a minute. The minutes probably wouldn't have been right.
He had a couple offensive fouls there back to back in the second half, and looked like maybe he was getting a little bit frustrated. Have you gotten to where you trust him that even if he's kind of right there on the edge, he can keep it together?
Well, we took him out. He hooked the guy on the one, and I didn't see the other one. I saw the other guy foul him, and they said that he fouled first, which I'll take a look. And we had 3 really good officials. So I got Vern Harris, Steve Holston, Mike. Those guys worked Final Fours. I probably shouldn't have said anything, but I saw the second foul. I didn't see the first one. So.
Chris Boucher, his minutes tonight, good, happy with his minutes?
I played him a little more than I thought. And he hit one big 3, struggled a little bit offensively. But it got 7 boards. We really needed those boards. We game 35-37, we won by 2 on the boards, but second chance points, you win by 2. In a 2-point game, every one of those stats, +2 on the boards, +6 on points off turnovers. We were down at half, points in the paint, we evened it up. And so even though we shot the ball poorly from 3 the second half, we did just enough in the other areas. I thought the one stretch where Jordan Bell got 3 or 4 offensive rebounds just kind of kept us going. We weren't shooting it well, but Jordan kind of kept us going there.
They like to close halves of games before the line. Tonight they didn't do that. Did that surprise you? Were you expecting that at all?
Well, we had seen it, but with Thomas playing so well, I didn't think they would. I mean, he just had a great game. 20 points, 10 rebounds, 8 for 11, 4 for 4 from the line. And he hit the shot down, down that little baseline. So I didn't feel like they're going to take him off. TJ's going to rebound the ball. So they went to that 4-guy guard lineup a lot more when Thomas was hurt, but with him, I thought they'd stay big. I mean, he was so good tonight, and he'd missed the last 4 games, and I wish he'd have missed one more. So he was really good. So.
Players this week said you stressed ball movement. How do you feel like your guys did, in particular Peyton?
The first half I thought was pretty good. Second half, we got it stuck on one side too much, and we still got a lot of work. Like I said, offensively, we're still way behind those guys. So we got a tremendous amount of work to do with our execution on the offensive end, and our defense has to get better. Our blockouts, Thomas tipped some balls out. We didn't touch him. Got to get better. So we're a work in progress. We got a long way to go, but we needed something good to happen, and this was a good win, no doubt about it. UCLA's a really good team, and Steve's done. Like I said, if you're going to compete, you got to win at home. And we were just fortunate we were at home tonight. And, we know weeks down the line when we got to go there, it'll be a whole different ball game, and we better be a better team. And we better be a better team Friday night, because we're going to have a heck of a battle Friday night.
What's it say about being prepared to take that shot?
He's confident, but, he had a night. He goes 3 for 5 from 3 and 9 assists, 1 turnover. That gives you a little confidence. And I thought defensively he did a better job than he's been doing. So I thought he played awfully well.
The early scouting report on USC.
They score also. They not quite at the clip that UCLA does, but very good offensive team. Playing well, playing with tremendous confidence, just like UCLA. You win 13 games. You're going to bounce around like you know what you're doing, and they do. And they're at Oregon State tonight. I don't know how that's going, but they've played awfully well. We're going to have to play really good Friday night. There can't be any letdown emotionally. I hope the fans understand that. I hope the fans come back, because if they treat it any differently than tonight, our guys might treat it differently, and that won't be good. So, all righty, thanks.